Hello and welcome to another episode of A Closer Look. In this episode, PNG Hydro Development Limited has recently launched the Edevu Hydropower Reservoir Impoundments on the 23rd of April at Edevu Village, Brown River in Central Province. Trukai Limited has launched its iconic fun run and the effects of limited employment opportunities in our country. But first, we now take a closer look at Edevu Hydropower project, which is said to supply sufficient power to power the nation's capital, Central, Gulf and Milne Bay provinces, so to address the issue of continuous power outage.
Edevu Hydropower Reservoir Impoundment, launched recently in the Central Province, is categorized by many of the important delegates who witnessed the launching as one of the historic development of PNG's economy and progression. This magnitude of a project took more than 15 years and passed through 3 different governments: the late Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare-led government, O'Neill, and to the current Marape-Rosso government, and was built at the cost of more than 650 million kina without the government's involvement. The project will generate 50 megawatts of power into Port Moresby, Gulf, and Milne Bay province. As alluded by many of the keynote speakers during the launching ceremony, this project was accomplished through a very unique partnership and trust between the landowners and the investor, the PNG Hydro Development Limited, which sets unique examples to all landowners across the country and to the interested investors that are willing to invest in PNG. Prime Minister James Marape, Minister for Petroleum and Energy Karen Gakua, Minister for State-Owned Enterprises William Duma all shared similar views towards the completion of the project, highlighting that the investor trusted PNG and that this project is the only project in the country without the government's input. Minister Kua highlights this as the unique partnership between the landowners and the investors and acknowledges the landowners for their collaborations towards seeing the completion of the project.
Without your support, without ground, without commitment on your part, this is something you do not go ahead.
Minister Kua commended the Managing Director of the PNG Hydro Development Limited, Alan Go, who has demonstrated an extraordinary faith and belief in the people of this country.
With 650 million kina out of your pocket, you have demonstrated a faith and a belief in our village people which I've never seen before. You brought to giving big ground through for the future prosperity, this province, the country, city blow you me, without getting anything much in return for the last 14 years, but investing it in your faith and in your belief in your chosen partners.
State-Owned Enterprise Minister William Duma also acknowledged MD Go.
There is a good future for all of us here. Now suppose this project will go through. Government Yimi need long Prime Minister Yimi approve nearly 100 million kina. Lo albimol just lo wogimol transmission lines na power station.
In the meantime, Chinese ambassador to PNG, Zhang Fanghua, speaking during the launching ceremony, said that the project demonstrated Chinese enterprise confidence in PNG's long-term development.
In addition, the Chinese investors actively fulfill their social responsibilities by contributing to the local community through various means, such as paying royalties, hiring local employees, and building road infrastructure, forming a sound momentum of mutual support and common development between Chinese enterprises and the local community.
The ambassador highlighted that they are aware of the government's commitment and efforts towards the goal of achieving 70% electricity coverage for the total population by 2030 and announced that the Chinese companies are more than willing to contribute in that space.
Chinese companies are able and willing to contribute more to PNG in achieving the aforementioned electricity supply goal.
Prime Minister James Marape shared great delight towards the project, acknowledging the investors for having the confidence in the people of Papua New Guinea.
Reflection of an investor who saw this a mile away, or 1,000 miles away rather, and had faith in Papua New Guinea. Not Somalia with greatest respect, not Pitonian with greatest respect, not James Marape with greatest respect, but had faith in Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea lives on. To investors out there who are wanting government guarantee and government security, here is an example of a junior Papua New Guinean resident investor.
While such project is important to the growth of this country going forward, landowner issues continue to hinder the progression of the project, as 97% of the land is customary owned. In this case, the landowners have established a tremendous collaboration with the investors. However, mandated leaders have raised concern for the benefit of the project. Speaking is the member for Hiri Quarry, Edevu.
I only pray on behalf of my people, on behalf of the people of Honiri and Varagadi. I pray on behalf of the people of Hiri Quarry, the people of Central Province, that we be given nothing more than just a fair deal and fair participation in this discussion as we go forward. We are all fully welcoming this development, and we embrace it with our hands and our feet and all our toes and our fingers.
Governor of the host province, Rufina Peter, highlighted that this project presents Central Province with the opportunity to reposition and re-establish the Central Province as the leader in the nation building for the next 50 years. However, Governor Peter pinned a spotlight to such a similar existing project within her province, the Rauna Hydro in Sogeri and Sirinumu Dam, that's been supplying power and water to the nation's capital over the years.
Our lessons should make us prepare better for the development of subsequent resource projects like this project. Let me highlight some of the key lessons that we have learned from Rauna Hydro. First, the lack of meaningful participation as resource owners of Rauna Hydro. The host LLG and the district, I understand, do not have any direct revenue from Rauna Hydro Dam. Central provincial government, I understand, does not have any direct revenue.
The disgruntled governor calls for all process involved to be in compliance with the existing laws of the country in relation to major resource development that must be diligently followed.
With due respect, Prime Minister Honorable James Marape, as long as I am mandated by my people of Central Province, as the Governor of Central Province, I do not want to see, first, Central Province crowded out again for power and water. Number two, neither do I want to see my people stop power and water to NCD and Central Province out of frustration for not being compensated well.
In response to the call made by the leaders of the host province, Prime Minister James Marape gave assurance that the call is heard.
And so query one more time, here in the Edevu side and the Brown River side, I want to appreciate that you did not wait like many other landowners stopping a project at conception. You stepped out in faith and said, my country is bigger, project come in, we will work it through, government will live on. Today we come to you to say thank you to you We will work with you at the local level, at the district level, at the provincial level.
Prime Minister James Marape is urging all landowners across the nation to follow the examples set by the landowners in the Hiri Quarry district to see such project that will greatly benefit the future generation of this country.
After the break, we take a closer look at the 2023 Trukai Fun Run event. Welcome back to a closer look. In this segment, being the only major sponsor of Team PNG contingents in a number of international sporting events, the annual Trukai Fun Run event is a PNG Olympic Committee initiative which commenced 40 years ago in 1983. Reporter Lisa Puni takes a closer look at the 2023 Trukai Fun Run event.
Since the year 2000, Trukai Industries Limited, through its sponsorship of the Fun Run, has assisted Team PNG to participate in 5 Pacific Games, 6 Pacific Mini Games, 6 Commonwealth Games and 6 Olympic Games. As stipulated in its core objective, the underlying single yet biggest aim of the Fun Run event is to raise funds for Team PNG to participate at international sporting events as per the aforementioned events. The Fun Run event went on a 3-year absence due to COVID-19 in 2019. This season, Trukai Industries Limited has revamped the event to bring it back to life as it is the largest social and sporting event in PNG. For this year, Trukai has pledged 50,000 Fun Run t-shirts, and Friday, the 28th of April 2023, witnessed the APEC House in Port Moresby play host to the auctioning of these t-shirts.
400 for Bamaroko. Have a further advance on 400. I've got 700, I've got 600.
Trukai Industries Limited Sales and Marketing Manager Marian Tom shared an insight as to how the Fun Run event is carried out.
Trukai Fun Run is a very huge event, and it starts off as the Trukai auctions, the Trukai Fun Run auctions, which is what we've experienced here tonight, and it's where we bring we invite bidders from the business community and the government to come and bid for shirts, bid for schools in NCD and in Ley. And then the next event is the actual Trukai event, which is at the end of, normally in the middle of the year.
The Trukai Fun Run auctions are usually held in Ley and Port Moresby to provide an opportunity for the public and private sectors to support this fundraising drive through the bidding of local schools using Fun Run t-shirts. Obstacles are a vital encounter in organizing. Manager Tom elaborated on some of the challenges that they face in carrying out the event.
I think the biggest challenge so far for the Fun Run is every year is making sure that we've got all our stakeholders aligned. We've got all the support from the business houses and from the government and from everyone else to make sure that the event is bigger. It's more of the logistics and the operational challenges that any big event like the Fun Run would have.
Challenges aside, Marianne went on to add that the event has served its course to enable a number of less fortunate athletes to go live their dream lives, especially at an international standard.
And through our investment, we've been able, especially through the Trukai Fun Run, we've been able to send athletes, especially those ones that come from less fortunate or disadvantaged homes, be able to go and live their dream by attending an international event or tournament, a sporting tournament overseas. So I think that's really the motivation and drive behind why Trukai Industries continues to support sports in PNG.
Prominent in their respective sporting code, David Mead from the world of rugby league, Dika Toa from weightlifting, and Ryan Pini from swimming have always supported this fundraising drive. During the auction sales on Friday, the trio were invited to an on-stage panel discussion. One question that saw these three sharing the same response was their very first involvement in the fun run event.
The Trukai fun run over the years. As a kid growing up in the village,
yeah.
You know, the food that gave you your strength as a kid was Trukai rice, so I always heard about the fun run.
I've been in the first fun run that was held in 2000. I've been part of it. Although I go overseas and, sometimes I miss out on the fun run, but since Trukai Industries have been a major sponsor to PNG weightlifting, we have always volunteered as marshals or even, bringing our families out to enjoy the day, and I have been part of it.
I did actually take part once, but I rode a bike. I don't know if you're allowed to do that anymore, but I rode a bike. It was a good bit of fun, but I've always enjoyed watching everyone run past or walk past and see them making the effort to do so. But I was always, I guess in my career, I was always so cautious about what I did. Being a swimmer, I'm very delicate.
Yeah.
Don't want to hurt myself too much, so I avoided too many extra activities like that. But yeah, good memories of it. It's been such a big part of my growing up.
Minister for Sports and Dehest Don Pole, during his address, encouraged Team PNG contingents to the Trinidad and Tobago Commonwealth Games and the November Pacific Island Games that the country is behind them no matter the outcome they receive at these events. He went on to urge bidders to bid to their very last kina, as this will assist Team PNG to these two international sporting events.
Team PNG to the South Pacific Games in Solomon Islands. We believe in you. We believe you'll win some gold medals and the other medals there. We believe in the teams. You'll do well. As soon as you prepare after this fundraising event and other activities, we're sure that you will prepare yourself well to participate in the games, and you will make Papua New Guinea proud like you've always done. And those young people will be going down to Trinidad. I talked to the Secretary General of the Commonwealth Head of Governments recently yesterday, and we discussed about that, and I said, hey, you know what, Your Excellency, our team, Papua New Guinea young people, will win medals there. And she said, well, I'll dare you. We'll see what happens there. And I said, our team will win some medals. And, well, to me, it doesn't matter whether you win medals or not. To me, the most important thing is at least you're going and participating. There is a win for Papua New Guinea.
President of the PNG Olympic Committee, Sir John Dawaninkura, also shared the same sentiments to that of the Minister for Sports.
We are striving to make sports an integral part of our national identity and also national pride. And in so doing, we do promote unity, if I may repeat, and national pride, which are two values we treasure. In our national development, under Team PNG brand, is our athletes. They are the purpose of why we strive for excellence, to support them, and they in turn do their very best to represent our country.
The Trukai Fun Run initiative has raised over 11 million kina in its 23 years of continuance, and this year's auction sales summed up to 286,000, where top 10 bidders saw Brian Bell Home Centers at the forefront, along with Sports and Dehest Minister on the second spot, followed by 8 other corporate and public sector entities. Ahead of the Solomon Islands Pacific Games come November and the Trinidad and Tobago August Commonwealth Games, PNG Olympic Committee, together with Trukai Industries Limited, said funds raised through the Fun Run initiative will help send Team PNG to these events. This year's Fun Run will eventuate on Sunday, the 20th of August 2023, in 4 designated venues around the country, specifically in Port Moresby, Lae, Mount Hagen, and Kokopo.
Don't go away. After the break, we take a closer look at the increasing unemployment rate in our country. You're watching A Closer Look. Majority of citizens are of the view that the high unemployment rate in Papua New Guinea is a contributing factor to other social problems. In this segment, we'll now take a look at some of the concerns raised by citizens at the recent UPNG graduation.
High unemployment is one of the current national issues faced in the country. Each year, respective higher learning institutions throughout the country produce more than 7,000 graduates. However, not all graduates find job opportunities straight after graduating. A concerned citizen, Thomas Kurupu, from Western Highlands Province, who came to witness his daughter's graduation at the Sir John Guy Stadium in Port Moresby on April 28, 2023, expressed that expectations from parents is to see that their children are employed.
Government got country got big problem, long work site. Because I don't make him. People are unemployed beginning me plus Salem College School. Now think like him was beginning must work. Now me back some benefit. But now today, I'm planning beginning all no point work. All department make him or all government make him. So people like him was government must create him some plan the jobs now. All get the beginning must work. Time all work, me papa mama but satisfied. Because suppose all no work now. Me papa Western 5 years law school fee, long university, na colleges. Now Ben all no work time me papa no pay mama mas.
He added that many graduates are not employed, thus have turned to illegal activities.
Land will stop nothing. Now we'll stop the place now, creating plenty of problem. Now one implement something or some umbrona, marijuana, second something, West local country problem. So enough local government can look savage. Now creating some workers in school so. Now we'll get the beginning must go to school now. And attitude blood but change. So no make more some behind all adog beginning me plateau yeah or is all unemployed so stable place yeah and more by background so I'm on big place issue come up long in Western Islands but meeting or some Papua New Guinea too almost 21 provinces must this something must come up long or get up so and government must look savvy like that too. So government no savvy I'm legally by college school plenty all stop nothing.
He furthermore said the current Rosso Marape government should look at some alternative ways to solve this issue. Concerned citizens Rose Ipitari and Samson Tombe said the same sentiments.
So it's all to go with money. The head of it is the government of today for Papua New Guinea. And I am just a simple mother and I can't do anything. So the only person we have to look at to our government and say that Papua New Guinea is done, so leave us up with the money. Now we have no money, that's all.
Every year new graduates are coming up, so I don't know, it's up to the government to at least set some, tell investors to invest more in this country so that we have enough employment opportunity for the coming graduates. If government doesn't do that, I think, I don't know what will happen to this. Every year people are graduating with degrees, masters. So it's up to the government now. Thank you. Create more job opportunity to cater for all the graduates, not only in UPNG, but it applies to other tertiary universities and colleges as well.
Another concerned youth, Roman Payango, said it is good we have many graduates, but the problem is there are limited job opportunities. Therefore, more graduates are not working, adding the different companies and organizations operating within the country should at least employ new graduates.
At this stage, I think one of the classic examples that I can recall back is I think there was a walk-in interview at Stanley Hotel, and that time I think this crowd were getting there to have an interview, and that's one of the things that I can say that the number of unemployment in Papua New Guinea is increasing. Not only that, but I think as we see the years ago, I think when the barrack was shut down, the number of employees there were demoved, and that is a time where the number were increasing, number of unemployment were increasing. So I think with that understanding, I think today in this Papua New Guinea, I believe that government, their plan, and I think during the sitting at Parliament, I think they mentioned that they created a number of employment about 10,000 plus. I'm not too sure whether they are working on that or whether they are doing that to implement that. I'm not too sure, but I believe that number of unemployment in Papua New Guinea is increasing as we speak. Leaders, I think what they need to do is, if they can quickly open up some of the companies that they have been working on, like barrack, I think if they can quickly work on it, have an agreement signed, and reopen it again so that people who were demoved on that time can ever tend to work again. So it is two-way thing. At the same time, they will contribute to the development of the country. Like they will also pay the tax as well, and the employees plus the organization, the barrack itself. So I think that is one of the things that government has to think along that line to work. So they can increase to reopen the barrack, and also to look at the other alternatives, like maybe they can increase the number of the organization that employees can work.
As this issue continues, the current government does not have all answers to these problems. Prime Minister James Marape, during the dialogue debate with student leaders of major universities held at the University of Papua New Guinea recently, reiterated that all graduates should get involved in small business activities that will help reduce the high unemployment rate in PNG.
Look at how you could use your education as a basis to create employment for yourself and create employment for those who are less fortunate we have in our society, your cousins, your tribespeople. They will learn, for goodness sake. We don't learn. No other citizen on planet Earth, they have land like we all learn. That land agriculture, tourism, and others can grow. And I may be wrong, but I believe in the SME space and a policy in SME. If we fine-tune it, make it work, every citizen can have access to a path to earn money for the country. Earning money for the country is all our business. Today, parents, because government is paying over $1 billion in free education, from elementary all the way to university. Helping a country in tough time. I ask the question, what are parents doing about this? If state is lifting the burden off from you, parents should be engaged in agriculture.
He added that participating in different business activities, such as running a trade store, printing soap, cocoa farming, coffee, among others, is a way forward. Prime Minister James Marape said citizens should be creative and productive, adding these ongoing problems are noted and the leaders of the current government will work together with provincial and district leaders around the country to ensure more agricultural activities, mining, among others, are created going forward for more job opportunities.
And that's all we have for you on this week's episode of A Closer Look. Join us same time next week. Pleasant viewing. Good night.